Welcome back to another episode of Hide Your Moms. We're on episode 12. I told you guys last week that there'd be a guest. Little did you guys know that the guest was going to be my girlfriend. Oh, what do you think?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I like it, I think.
I hope so.
Oh, I mean, I do. I like it.
Good,
I
me
love
too.
that. So, I had you on the pod before.
Yes.
Just a little bit ago. That was in Hawaii though, so now we're all the way in Florida.
Yeah, you've definitely upgraded.
Yeah, you like the room?
I love it.
It's getting there, I feel like. There's a little bit of a backdrop. I still got to add some more things, you know?
Yeah, have you told them about the wallpaper situation?
I did not tell him about the wallpaper situation. I guess I can. It's a little bit embarrassing. Thanks for bringing it up. We tried putting wallpaper in here for the backdrop, and it didn't work. And I spent like $200 on wallpaper for it to just be wasted. So I guess if anyone wants purple wallpaper, let me know.
Maybe for a dorm room.
Yeah. If you're in a dorm, I'll just give you it because I don't need it.
Do I look at you or do I look there?
Either or, both.
Okay.
You ever been on a podcast before?
No. Just yours.
No, you've been on one. Hold on, my nuts itch.
Let me itch them.
No! Get dirty.
Just kidding, Mom.
So we dropped a bomb, though.
We did.
We might as well just get into it, right?
Okay.
We dropped a bomb on the
Yes.
internet, and I did not think it was going to get the traction that it did.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think people cared.
I didn't think people did either.
I knew that people obviously cared about you because you're on, like, the upward slope of growing.
Oh, don't say that. That's sad. You didn't think anyone cared about you?
No, like, I'm just not, I wasn't growing anymore. So it was just, I kind of hit the stagnant mark where it's just like, okay, I have my audience and I have my community. And obviously some of them left just over time with new creators coming and stuff. So I just didn't think that people would come back, I guess. Because there were a lot of people that used to follow me and then saw it again and, like, freaked out and, like, refollowed me.
Maybe they just really like you being a girlfriend.
Maybe.
Maybe you just bawling on their For You page was too much for them to handle. It worked on me, I guess. My first ever video I saw of you, by the way, before I ever knew you, was, I'm pretty sure when you passed the grandpa, or you like honked at a grandpa.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was devastating. I know what you're talking about. I was wearing that pink hoodie.
I don't know, but you were bawling your eyes out.
Did it piss you off?
I
I feel like it annoyed you.
I didn't like the video.
Yeah.
I did not double tap it.
Really?
No, I kind of just skipped on by.
Why would you do that?
I didn't know you, and I was like, oh, man.
She's annoying. She's going through something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're here now, so
Can you go like it?
I'm not liking it. Let's talk about your DM.
Okay.
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So, people have been waiting and wanting to know,
My nose.
like, how do you get? Because we started out friends, right? So I guess it's your story to tell at the beginning, because, like, you get into it. You saw some videos and you decided to act on it, or what?
So last summer, my mom saw your contact video and sent it to me and was like, oh my gosh, he's a cutie. I'm cracking up. Said something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, he is. And after I watched it, and I was like, I'm going to follow him on Instagram. I followed him and he didn't follow me back. And it was so rude. And I was like, whatever. So I unfollowed him because that's so embarrassing. And then another one of his videos popped up on my For You page, and it was him responding to, it was when you were taking out the contact, I think.
Okay.
When did you put the contact in first, and then the second video that blew up was the one you trying to take it out?
I can't really remember.
I don't remember, but it was another one that we were piggybacking off of the other video. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try again because he's really cute. And you didn't have enough followers yet, so I knew you would have seen my DM, you know, if I followed you and followed me back. So I was kind of buying stock early.
Yeah.
Like you like to say about me.
Okay. Well, with how you feel about yourself, I guess I was buying stock late because you think you're out of the game. I don't think you're out of the game.
Whatever. Anyways, I followed him after I saw that second video, and he followed me back. And I specifically remember I was in my bed at my parents' house, and I ran out and I screamed over the banister. I was like, Mom, he followed me back. Oh my gosh, do I DM him? She was like, no, you already made the first move. You have to wait for him to DM you first. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. That lasted for a total of 30 minutes because this dude wouldn't follow me back. Wouldn't DM me first. And I was like, what the heck?
I'm terrified of rejection, so I don't do that.
Okay. So I took it upon myself and I DM'd him and I said, oh, it's so cringy. I said, oh, hi. And then we started Snapchatting or whatever.
I'll put a picture of the DM. That's the DM.
And then that was like how we first started. That's how we became friends.
Yeah.
Was like, obviously I wasn't expecting to date him or anything. Probably just like a fun Snapchat thing where we just Snapchat, flirt, whatever.
Right.
But obviously at this point, after we had started Snapchatting a little bit, I had known he was moving to Hawaii and I was moving to Florida. So it was just kind of like, okay, like this isn't going to really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But at least he's fun to flirt with and he's fun to look at. So.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. You are also fun to look at, I think.
Thank you.
Most of the time. But no, so from my point of view, I don't really, I guess I just remember being like, oh shit, I don't know who this, I had a feeling, like I kind of knew who you were because I'd seen you a couple times, but I didn't know like anything else. Like I had seen a couple of your like crying videos, honestly.
Good.
Sorry. But like that's what I saw, and so I didn't know anything, and then we just started talking. But then obviously the distance, because you had just signed a lease to move to Florida as well. And then I had just signed my lease to move to Hawaii maybe like a week before I moved to Hawaii. So we were like, okay, this isn't going to work. We're just going to kind of do our own thing, stay in touch. And we never even were like, okay, hey, let's stay in touch when we go. It was just, that kind of just flowed naturally.
Yeah.
Like always talking and just like, and like, because your sister lived in Hawaii.
Yeah, I went to Hawaii for my 21st birthday to visit my sister because I hadn't seen her since January of 2023, and my birthday, my 21st, was September, so it'd been a while. So I'd already planned on going to Hawaii to see my sister for my birthday, and he was there. So in order to fly to the island that my sister lives on, you have to go through Oahu. I was like, oh, might as well hang out with him. So my dad got me a hotel in Hawaii for my birthday. That was one of my gifts. He bought my plane ticket and got my hotel. So that's
Shout
when
out Dad.
I know. That's when we made that first video of us when you were guessing the makeup products and you flicked the
paper football.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. So the paper football was actually a makeup like blender.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't a blender, but yeah, it was like a powder thing.
So we did that, and
we hiked Cocoa Head.
Yeah, we did. We hiked Cocoa Head, and we were like doing all this as like friends. None of this.
And I had I had a big crush on him, obviously because I'm a girl, so it develops quicker or whatever. But
wait, I didn't know that though.
Yeah, and I also was really going through it with my skin. Like my face that was like the peak of when my face was breaking out and stuff. So I remember when he was like, okay, we're doing Cocoa Head. You have to be up and ready at like 6. And I don't remember if you Ubered to my hotel or mopeded to my hotel, but we somehow got to Cocoa Head. And I was like not full face of makeup, but like makeup on my face to cover it. But when we were hiking and I was sweating so much and I was like, frick, like he's gonna see all my ugly pimples all over my face. And I was also dying, but I didn't want him to think like I wasn't in shape, so I was like, I'm fine. And like I would stop a couple times, but I was like, okay, we're gonna make this in record time because I don't want him to think like I don't take care of myself or I can't keep up with him.
Well, I had no idea that you even had makeup on, and I'm not even like trying to go out of my way to compliment you. I just didn't know. I don't know. I guess you had a natural look, is what they would call it, or something. I don't know. I didn't see like blush or eyeshadow or whatever. Like you didn't have like, I don't know. But I
didn't have a lot of makeup on, but it was like concealer.
I couldn't tell that you were covering like insecurities up. Shout out, because good job.
Thank
I guess.
you.
I mean, but I couldn't tell. And you did hike it. We did hike it. We had a great like first time, and then you were there like that week, and we were like, it was so fun.
Oh my God! Do you want to tell my 21st birthday story?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, this is good that we're going to tell this 21st birthday story, because I thought this is what made me think, like, I was like, maybe does she have a crush on me? but like I'm not gonna be able to tell.
Yeah.
Or I was like trying to get hints, but this 21st birthday story is what made me be like, okay, no, she doesn't.
Oh my God, it's so bad, guys. Like, okay, in college, whenever I was
Are you gonna apologize for it before I tell the story?
Yeah. So in college, I was really going through it, and alcohol, I had never drank in high school or anything. And so whenever I started drinking in college, it was for the wrong reasons. And so my premise of alcohol, or like what is that word called? My background with alcohol was literally all I knew how to do was blackout, which sounds really
wow,
bad.
Congrats.
No, really?
Okay, sorry.
Not in like a goofy, fun, look at me way. Just like, oh my gosh, I was so depressed and I had never drank. I didn't know how to pace myself or anything, so I'd always just black out. So by the time it was my 21st birthday, I didn't really drink anymore because I wasn't in college. I had left college, and so I didn't really have people to drink with unless my friends came home. But I just didn't know how to pace myself still at this point. But I just never really drank that much anymore either because I was out of college for like a year. So when I was actually around people my age, because you had Zora and Hunter there too.
Right.
And they were girls, and I liked them. Well, I liked Hunter, not Zora. But me and Zora are besties now, so that's fine. That's another story. But
so basically what happens is this is the Brooke's 21st birthday story. And this is probably our second or third time hanging out. So so when I moved to Hawaii, I had 0 friends. And so I met these 2 girls that were really nice, and it seemed like, and I was gaining like a lot of followers at the time, and I didn't know how to handle really it. So I was like scared to make friends because I didn't know if people were like trying to use me for followers or what. But I met these 2 really nice girls, and they were just super fun. Like they became my friends right away, and I felt like they like weren't using me for anything. So those were really my only 2 friends, and I like to keep my circle small. So I obviously had Smith, my roommate, but that.
oh, Smith's first night too. That's so embarrassing.
So we do so I'm like, okay, well, Brooke was in town. Obviously, she visited her sister, and like, but she was like, hey, I'm gonna be on the island or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, you can come hang out with me and my friends tonight. And so there's like a little pregame at our friend's apartment.
No, we were not supposed to go out. It was literally just for me. For like, I was getting introduced to these people, and it was like, oh, we're having friends over if you want to come join, and we're just gonna play games. Like, what is that one game we would always play on TV? The trivia game.
Yeah.
And that was like what it was supposed to be. I think I came in super casual clothes. Like, it wasn't supposed to turn into anything like crazy.
I don't know, because you were dressed up like, okay, I don't know, but
I was in jean shorts and a shirt. Like, it wasn't like cute.
Oh, okay. Well, the point is that Smith came. It was Smith's first night in Hawaii, who was my roommate. It was the first time Zora and Hunter were meeting Brooke. It was only like maybe the 3rd time that I had hung out with Brooke. And she gets absolutely sloshed at the pregame. And I have no idea because I didn't know her at the time, so I don't know like what her blackout point was or what her like hammered point was. And I didn't even know or even think about it being like your 21st celebration, because it was like a week or so after your 21st, and so I had like didn't even realize that you hadn't gone to a bar yet.
Yeah.
So we're on the way to this bar. We get there, everything's going fine. I'm having fun. We're kind of like, I don't know, it's a group, so we're not just talking the entire time. I'm with my friends.
I was talking to Hunter most of the time. Zora's a lot like me. She's not going to interact with someone if they don't interact with her first. And that was like my first thing. I was like, oh, Zora wants Spencer. And obviously there's no communication of my feelings have been we haven't talked about feelings at all at this point. Was like, me and Spencer haven't. So he doesn't know how I'm feeling, and I don't know how he's feeling, but I'm over here thinking this girl wants my man. And so
I am not her man.
He's not my man.
I don't know where that came from. And I didn't even know that.
You know, when you're just like, okay, she wants him, and like they live together, or not together, they live close to each other, and she's more accessible than I am. So crap, they're gonna fall in love and they're gonna get married, basically. Yeah. Me and Zora became best friends, guys. By the way, that was just at the point.
I don't know where all that came from, and I didn't even know that she liked me at the time. But anyway, because I was still trying to decide if I liked you as well. Because I usually don't like someone unless they like me first. I don't know why. I think that I'm just like terrified. I think I'm just terrified of like rejection, and so I never like put my feelings out there unless someone else does first. I don't know why. It might be a problem. Whatever. So we go to the bar. We get into the bar, Brooke's hammered. I didn't even know. As soon as we walked in there, don't even see her. I walk up to like one of my friends. I think I walked up to Smith. And I'm like, hey Smith, where's Brooke? And he's like, oh yeah, she's been like up at the bar and stuff. Like, I don't know.
I would like to preface, I don't even remember leaving Zora and Hunter's.
Okay.
So
Well,
I don't remember the car ride or like the Uber to the bar. I don't remember walking in. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
anyway, I'm like, okay, I'll go check. So I go to the bar, and she is like looking up at this dude, or like he's behind her, and she's like trying to like flirt and get a drink. And
I was trying to get us a drink. You
no,
and me.
no, not us. No, she was like flirting with this guy because we hadn't even talked since we got in the bar. You weren't trying to get me a drink, but like flirting with this guy. He didn't get her a drink, so I literally.
Yes, he did.
Okay, well maybe he did.
I don't remember, but
Obviously,
no.
you're like if you don't remember, you should probably let me tell the story. Because if I remember, you didn't like that answer.
That was rude.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
How do I say that not being rude?
Well, you just had an attitude. Obviously, if I know the story and you don't remember, you should probably let me tell the story.
Okay.
So cut all of that out.
All right. Well, I don't have to cut it out. I could just learn how to say that without having attitude.
Okay.
That was my bad. Shall we move on? Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sorry, but okay, maybe she gets a drink from the guy. Maybe she doesn't.
Don't make it sound worse than it was.
Well, I'm not. This is just how bad it was. Okay. Like I wasn't gonna tell the story. You were the one that was like, we should tell it. So if we're gonna tell it, I'm telling it. Okay, we'll say she doesn't get a drink from that guy. She bounces to another guy. Watched her walk to another guy, and was like looking and trying to get a drink from him. Can we put the videos of that I have?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Well, I didn't know what to do, so I just recorded it. So I just recorded her. Anyway, I was like, okay, so she obviously doesn't like me. I didn't really care that she was flirting with guys. I was just trying to get like a hint and if she liked me or not. And so I just moved on and was going to, I think I was just like talking to Smith, hanging out with my guys or whatever. And Brooke comes up to me and she's like talking to me. I don't even remember what she says, but all of a sudden she like just walks away. I don't know what she said, but she came up to me, talked to me for a little bit, and then you walk away. And then all of a sudden, one of the guys comes up to me, maybe like 3 minutes after she had came up and talked to me, and he came up to me and was like, yo, is that your girl? And I was like, no. And he was like, are you sure? Because, and I was like, no, I don't think so, no. And he was like, okay, that's probably good because she is crazy. And I was like, sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. Okay, gotcha. And then all of a sudden, maybe 10 minutes after that, I'm looking at all my friends and I'm like, hey, where's Brooke? I don't know I don't know where she is. And these are the streets of Oahu, like Honolulu, and they're not like the nicest streets outside of the bar. And Zora comes up out of nowhere and is like, Brooke is outside laying with the homeless man.
Okay, I wasn't laying with a I was sitting next to one. Please don't say I was laying with one.
Okay, I didn't mean to, like, not like together. Like he was, okay, you guys were sitting down, but you were like slouched on your back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't like cuddled.
Right, okay, you were laying by one. Is that better? Okay.
I mean, it's not better, but it does. At least I'm not cuddling with one.
Okay. I think you have a booger.
Where?
Right there. Okay, you got it. Okay, she wasn't laying. Okay, she was laying by the homeless man, and we go out there. Can I put that picture in?
No.
Okay.
You have a picture of me next to the homeless man?
I just have a picture of you outside. I think the homeless man.
What are these fingers?
I don't know, but the homeless man moved away from you. You were. It's just funny. I gotta post that picture because
Please don't put that in
But
there.
that one's not bad. You're just laying on the concrete.
No, I don't want that on the internet.
Okay. It won't be on the internet. Anyway, we go out there. She was laying down. We get her some mac and cheese from this food truck. She ate one bite of it and then like threw the spoon. And then we ended up finally getting her home. But that was the story of her 21st and that's what showed me that like, okay, we're not gonna be really a thing. Even like if in the very, very back of my mind I did like her, I was like, okay, she doesn't like me back because obviously she's doing that.
And
whatever.
that was just gross. Like, why would you?
Yeah, and it was disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't have to up it with disgusting. You
Well,
can
it
just
was.
it's gross.
And and so we get back the next morning. So my thing was I wasn't mad at her for talking to the guys or whatever because they're like we weren't a thing. So I wasn't mad at her for that. But the next morning I was kind of mad at you because those were my two friends that I had met maybe for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and they were my only friends that I had on the island. And I was like, okay, I'll introduce my other friend to them. And then our night out ended up having to take care of Brooke, which is fine. Obviously, we're going to take care of her. But like the fact that we had to do it and Brooke didn't know anyone and she just decided to go all out, I was like, hey, like, you can't really do that. Like, not cool.
It was the worst anxiety I've ever had in my life. I have not ever gotten that drunk again since.
No, you haven't. And, well, so I was like, Brooke, I need to talk to you. And she was like laughing it off. She was like trying to, like, I don't even know, like play dumb. What was your method?
I wasn't ready because I was already battling my own demons. One, I was extremely hungover. Like, I just didn't feel good. And two, I was so embarrassed that I wasn't ready to face it yet. Like, at least wait until I'm not hungover, like maybe the next day, and then we could talk about it. But I wasn't laughing because I thought it was funny. I was laughing because I was so embarrassed, and I hardly even knew you. And so it was like, how do I even go about this? And now that you know my personality, I feel like you understand why I was laughing, or like why I was like trying to act like it wasn't a big deal. I was literally trying to push it to the back of my brain and just not think about it that day so I could get over this terrible hangover. And then we could talk about it.
I finally like confronted her and I was like, hey, like, you don't even really know these people. I barely know you. Like what was going on there? Because like and I know you don't think this happened, but you did get like removed from the bar. And I didn't know you did either. I thought you just left. But like one of the bouncers was like, you're too drunk. So they removed you. And then like, we obviously can't let you lay on the street. So we had to leave as well. So
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, we can move on.
Okay.
Anyway, everything was fine. We ended up still staying friends. Brooke felt terrible. And then I even felt bad for like kind of getting on to her. So everything was good. And then okay, let's get into how it transitioned from how we went from friends to kind of dating.
Okay.
So okay. So I had kind of known we never like were going to do it because of the distance, and we knew that like we knew that we could stay friends because she was like going to come visit her sister, and your sister has a daughter and that's your niece, so like you were going to come and visit family. And so when you would visit, whenever that would be, you could like hang out with me and my friends, or we could hang out and like we could like we would make videos or we would do whatever. But we just knew that like if I was going to stay in Hawaii and then you were going to live in Florida, it wasn't going to be like we weren't going to like be dating. So when we just kind of stayed friends for that. And then all of a sudden I was starting to think like, hey, I don't know if I like want to live in Hawaii next year. I love all the adventures here, but I don't think there's enough to keep me out here for another year. And you were really liking Florida. And so I was like,
but I was also in Hawaii a lot.
Yeah, you were.
So I didn't get to experience Florida that much, so I was still excited about Florida.
Okay.
Like I was still, obviously I love Florida still, but I was like, I don't want to leave Florida because I haven't hardly been there.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I forgot.
Because I went home for Thanksgiving and stayed home Thanksgiving all the way till after New Year's because I got my surgery. So I was home, so I didn't even get to spend that time in Florida. And then I went to Hawaii in January.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So once I kind of told her, I was like, hey, I don't really know if I want to live in Hawaii next year. You were kind of like, well, where do you want to go?
Yeah, I was digging. I was like, come on, baby. Tell me where.
And we had like, while being friends, we had both kind of like flirted throughout, like just I have a pretty flirty personality. You have a pretty flirty personality. So like while hanging out and stuff, we would be like flirting, but we just knew that we could never like take it another step. And so when I told her I was like kind of wanting to move, she had kind of dropped the hint with like Florida, and I'd be like, okay. My thought process is I didn't want to leave the beach yet. Like I still wasn't done with my beach living. and I wanted to be closer to home, closer to my mom, so she could come whenever. And I also was starting a beach clothing company, Spincy, which is actually, you're rocking it. I'm rocking it. This is the new fall hoodies. They drop in about, hopefully no longer than 3 weeks. I don't have a drop date yet, but I'll keep you guys updated. And I was also going to run this. And so I was like, okay, well.
And obviously over time, feelings between you and I were developing. Like,
Right.
it was kind of getting hard to ignore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So then we were like, okay, Florida, because yes, we were starting to grow like closer together and like call a lot more. And like, obviously we could tell that stuff it was friendly, but it was like getting to a point where we could both tell that we were
like if something you would do would like bother me, it was getting to that point. Like
Right.
if you did something specific, I'd be like, really?
Yeah. And that didn't happen even overnight though, which I think a lot of people might think. Like it went from friends to dating right away. That didn't happen. It was like a slow process that I don't even think we had control over.
And I feel like we kept like good boundaries too, like the friendship boundaries for a while.
No, yeah, for sure.
That like, okay, well, I just remember I would have to remind myself, okay, we are not dating. Like, we are technically friends. Like, you could say we're talking, but until we're dating, we're friends.
Right. And so then I was like, okay, so basically I was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to move to Florida, or if I'm not going to stay in Hawaii, I don't want to move back to Kansas, which is where I'm from. So I'm going to move down to Florida. So I started looking at places, and then you like helped me look for places, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, so I wouldn't say, not to burst your bubble, but you're not the reason I live here, but you are one of the biggest reasons. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You're not like 100%. I'm following you around the world, but you're like the majority reason, I guess you could say, because I knew that if we wanted to work out, we couldn't have done that long distance thing.
Yeah.
And then so it kind of all just came together.
And like whether you like say it or like technically we weren't doing long distance, but like because we weren't really dating.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But like we kind of were at the same time because we did have feelings for each other that we knew we had. But then also I was in Hawaii too a lot of the time, so there wasn't really that distance.
Yeah.
When we did like each other and stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, I guess it wasn't like long distance, but I know.
But there would be times like I would leave Hawaii and I would be here for a month or something, and it hurts so bad. I was so sad all the time. I was like, I just want to see him.
And I don't even
and the time difference was so bad.
Yeah. That was another thing that like we couldn't even like, I don't know. I think it was different because the time difference. I think the reason like that you maybe fell, and correct me if I'm wrong, like maybe fell like kind of first when I didn't know, and maybe mine felt like more friends for a little bit longer, is because it's 5 hours. And so when I would wake up your day, and I would wake up at like 10:30 sometimes, and it was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock for you maybe. And so half of your day is gone.
Yeah, but also what helped me, I think, like you a lot more and like start falling for you, I guess, was we were forced to communicate and to talk and not just text. Like when we would get on the phone, like we had to talk about something because we didn't have that face to face, or like we could just chill in the same room and like hang out.
Right.
We had to talk about things and we had to learn about each other. And I feel like we learned a lot about each other over the course of time. I mean, you could say a long time, but it wasn't really that long if you think about it. We learned a lot more about each other than most relationships do when they start dating.
Yeah.
Because we were so far apart, so we were forced to literally just talk all the time and just say what was on our mind.
Right.
Or like talk about our day, or like if something bothered us about something going on in our personal lives, like we would just talk about it. Because yeah, I liked you and stuff, but you were also like an outlet for me because you were far away. And I knew that I wasn't going to have to deal with you face to face.
Okay, but with that being said, would you change anything? Like how it happened?
No. Because I feel like a lot of people our age, and I know that I would have done it too. I feel like I would have, if we lived closer together, I probably would have rushed you a little bit more to ask me to be your girlfriend. And we wouldn't have had the amount of time that we had to get to know each other and really learn about each other and like learn each other's personalities, learn our sense of humor. And because I feel like I needed all of that without knowing that I needed it to make sure that you were somebody that I wanted to date. And so if we
Just leave me alone. I obviously didn't mean it.
So if we had lived closer together and then we just started dating right off the rip or whatever, it would have been like, okay, now what if I didn't like something about you and now I'm like in a relationship with you?
You're a very, very impulsive person. And that's not always a bad thing, but sometimes it could get you into trouble.
Yeah.
And I think
it was a blessing in disguise that we waited and like got to know each other more and talked.
And let it do its own thing.
Yeah. And
like we didn't try to control when it was going to happen.
And like now we have like a solid foundation built because it wasn't just built off of like visual attraction or like how you looked or sexual attraction or whatever. It was really like getting.
Oh, really?
Well, like over
Once you got your boob job, I was sold. So that's kind of how that went for me. Ooh, my microphone.
No.
I'm obviously kidding. I liked your little boobs too.
I know. I'm saying that like we got. Like
but I never told you that.
You didn't ever tell me that. Why didn't you tell me that?
Well, I've been mostly a post boob guy.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to say is we got to know a lot about each other's personalities before we got into a relationship, and with all the phone calls and obviously visiting and stuff. But if we didn't get to go through all that and then we started our relationship, what if there was a ton of things that we just couldn't stand about each other? Yeah. And since we knew all of this stuff about each other, getting into a relationship was a lot easier to understand how the other person worked, right, and like how to navigate through certain situations or arguments or whatever. Because if we had just hopped into it and we argued about something, you wouldn't know how to handle me and I wouldn't know how to handle you.
No. And I don't even know if I know how to handle you now.
We've gotten a lot better.
I've done better.
Yeah.
I think we're
very similar.
Yeah. Okay. Here's something for you. What are 3 things that you really like about me and 3 things that you wish you could change? Or like not change, but like
you could work on.
Work on. There you go.
3 things I like about you. Number 1 thing is how motivated you are, because blessing and a curse, I am who I surround myself with. So I think a lot of people are too. But if I'm around somebody who lays in bed and is kind of like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'm going to be the same way.
Right.
But with you, I see you get up, have a routine, work out, have goals, and work every single day to get to meet those goals. That is like, okay, I don't want to be one to fall behind. And you're obviously feeling better about yourself. So now I want to do that for myself, because I see I've seen what you look like when you are in a routine and how stressed out you get. Fudge. I just did it. How stressed out you get. And that's how I was for a really long time, especially after getting out of the routine that I had for...
I got a wedgie. Hold on.
Pick it.
I've got it. It's a frontal wedgie. Okay. I'm good.
After getting out of my routine that I had for like 17 years with playing soccer, I had gotten a really awkward stage. Like I didn't know what to do with myself. So meeting you and like seeing how you navigate through all that stuff, because moving to Hawaii was a big adjustment for you.
Right.
That was totally out of your comfort zone. So I really like that about you, because it helps me and motivates me. And even if we do, God forbid, I hope it never happens, but if we do break up, I at least know that like, okay, I do know that I can do certain things for myself. Like I can get in a routine. I know I can work out. I know I can eat better, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I know I can reach goals that I have for myself. So that's one thing. Another thing I like about you is, maybe it's not just about you, but yeah, it is about you.
Well, that was the question, sweetheart.
I know. Whenever we get in any type of disagreement or argument, you're very good at like, okay, identifying the problem. Are we hungry? Do we need to eat first and then continue this conversation? Because believe it or not, 90% of our arguments come from being hungry.
And about 80% of those are in the McDonald's drive-thru.
We're almost there too. Like
Our communication goes out the window. Any type of caring or thinking about what the other person is doing is gone. We're only thinking about what we want to order, what we want to get. It's just been, if they can't take an order, we're both mad at each other somehow. Not even mad at the person taking our order. We'll get mad at each other for someone else's it is a shit show. So now when we go to McDonald's, if we're treating ourselves, which we try not to do, but we do go still often, we're like, okay, we're about to enter McDonald's parking lot. Like, let's try to think about what the other's like doing. Like, let's try to be nice.
Yeah.
Is what I try to say. Okay, we're about to be here. Okay, Brooke, we got to be nice. And then you're like, okay. And then we've been doing good recently.
We have. We almost had a hiccup the other day, but we didn't.
When was that?
It was the McDonald's by my house when we pulled in and you were like, oh, we got in an argument over there, and we were already kind of like bickering, but as soon as we got there, it was fine.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it would be your willingness to learn and like identify issues, and then.
Well, I think sorry to cut you off, but I think another, like, one of my main reasons is I know I have like a lot of flaws or issues just because I'm so focused on like goals and stuff that sometimes I don't realize how I'm treating someone. So like earlier in this podcast when I accidentally had attitude with something that I was saying to you, sometimes I don't see that. And you also do a pretty good job at that too, though, is when I'll tell you like, hey, and then you'll try to correct it. But I'm so oblivious. Like, I'm so oblivious to most things that girls do. I don't know if it's like a self-esteem issue when it comes to girls. I don't know what it is, but like, I don't think girls like me. I don't want to talk to girls first because I don't think they like me. And so like when you're like I'm just so oblivious to everything. So if I'm being mean, I don't even know if I'm being mean. Like I just have no idea unless someone like tells me. And I don't know if that's because I am like dumb or I don't even know. But you do a good job at like letting me know, especially if I ask. And you also do another good job at when I ask, you're like, you go from being like mad to being like understanding of me trying to understand you, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay, now walk him through it because he is an idiot. And so I'll teach him. And so that's been good.
Yeah.
Okay, what's three?
The third one. Oh, give me a second. I need to think.
Damn.
There's so much about you. I have to choose.
Okay, you think I'll do your two that I like about you?
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay.
I like how.
You seem to be done.
No. I like how aware you are of how I'm feeling, and if I feel uncomfortable about something, or like even if you, for example, the hurricane thing that's happening this week. Right now, yeah. I want to leave. He doesn't really want to leave, but he knows that I feel uneasy about it, so he's like, okay, we can go. Like, you're very...
She's making us evac.
I
don't want to evac the sitch. I don't want to leave my place.
You're very good. Like, the other night at AJ's, I forced him to go out after the gala thing, and we did.
AJ's is a bar. She wanted to go to a bar.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to the bar.
And we went, and then 30 minutes being there, I went to him, and I was like, I want to go. And he was like, ugh, okay. But, like, you make me feel so comfortable, and, like, even if you don't want to do something, you'll do it anyways to make me feel more comfortable, which I think is a really good trait to have as a man.
Yeah, I'm also just scared of you because you get angry.
No.
Oh, right. She doesn't get angry. She hits me.
Really?
Okay, you don't hit me. But
there's
okay.
just I'm
like
a very
that.
dramatic person, and I always over prepare in any situation, even if it's not a big deal. And he is the complete. I got bit by a tick, and I thought I was gonna get Lyme's disease, and I freaked out.
I'm from Kansas. You get bit by ticks all the time.
And I wanted to go to urgent care, and he was like, "You don't need to go to urgent care," but I was like, "I'm going," and he was like, "Okay," and he was like, "You can go, do whatever makes you feel better," blah blah blah. So even if he disagrees with something or thinks I'm being dramatic, he still wants me to be as comfortable as possible, and will do at the end of the day what he knows will be best for me and my mental.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
Which is, I think it's also a way of me trying to be better at maybe putting other people first. Because I do feel like most of the time in my life, I put like goals really high up, and like I focus only on those goals. And I think you give me an outlet to make me feel like I'm putting someone above myself. And even sometimes I struggle with that with you. Sometimes I don't even want to put you above like some of my goals or whatever I'm doing. But most of the time you give me a good excuse or a good practice at,
I'm your guinea pig.
yeah, you're my guinea pig. But
Good.
you're more of like a, damn, can I turn this off? You're more of like a, you ever seen one of those really big hogs? You know?
A pig?
Yeah. But like a cute pig.
Aw.
But like a fat one.
Really?
Just kidding.
You can't put that in there. People are going to destroy you.
Okay, I was obviously joking. You're not
I know
fat.
you're joking, and I know you don't think I'm fat, but people might get mad.
I'm leaving it in there because I don't want people to, I'm real. And
Yeah, you are, baby.
if I can't joke around with my girl, then cancel me all I want. All you want. Okay, my turn.
Okay, go.
3 things I like about you. I love that you support me in almost everything. Probably everything. I don't know why I said almost everything, but yeah, okay, almost everything. There's obviously some things that you're like, I don't know. But almost everything, you were like my right-hand woman. Like, you're always there, like, trying to help me with, like, starting this brand. You knew how stressful it was for me to start a brand. You were, like, there the most, like, whenever I needed you, you were there. And I'd ask you a question, you'd answer. And you, like, helped me get through it a little bit together. So you're not a therapist, but you, like, listen really well, I would say, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, no, that's 2 different things. You being there for me, and then number 2 thing that I like a lot about you is, like, you listen very well. I'm a talker, and I'm doing a lot of things, and I make a lot of decisions. And sometimes when I tell you the decisions, I don't want you to make the decision. I don't want you to do it. I just want you to be like, just hear me. Like, instead of talking to myself, someone's just listening. So I think you do a really good job at that. And a third one that you really do good at, which I think, I don't know where this comes from, but my mom took care of me a lot growing up, and not doing everything for me. She obviously turned me into an individual and let me grow as a human being. What is going on? Who is texting me? I'm going to lose it. Anyway, my mom allowed me to do that, but she also did things for me there, like acts of service when it was there for me, and I think you do a really good job at that as well. You do a lot of acts of service, and I don't know, sometimes, again, like, I get self-conscious about things, and when I see you do stuff, or not self-conscious, but, like, I don't know, I just don't believe in myself, I think. Like, sometimes I don't believe in myself, so I'd be like, why does she, like me, or, like, can I tell that she likes me? But you doing your acts of service, like making me breakfast, or something that I left out on the counter on accident, you just pick it up real quick, or something like that. Those go a long way, those small things. And I think that just makes me, like, feel more, I'm going to blow up. How do I turn this off? This is ridiculous. I don't care. Okay, now that I took care of that, I just feel, yeah, those are probably my 3 things. Acts of service, you listening to me a lot, and, like, always being there for me, probably.
Aw.
Are those...
Those are good.
I felt pretty good about those.
I feel happy that you...
I was going to say buying me shit and having a nice rack on you, but I didn't want to do physical things, you know?
Good. You've learned.
Or like a big plump butt. I didn't want to say that. So I didn't say that.
Good job, but you just did.
No, I did that. I said I wouldn't. I could have, but I didn't.
Yeah, but you still added it in there.
All right. What are 3 things that I could work on? Oh, these are going to come out a lot easier, aren't they?
Honestly, I think it's something we can both work on.
Okay.
So not me as well. So I don't want you to think I'm singling you out here. Like, I'm aware that I need to work on it too.
Oh, no, I'm not worried. I'm excited.
But you and I both, I'll just say you though, but no, I'm talking about me too.
Gotcha.
You get very overstimulated or overwhelmed or stressed out about something. And if I am feeling the same way, or maybe not the same
Are
way.
you scared to say this?
No, I don't know how to word it. If you're intense, maybe. Like, so if you're, for whatever reason, in an intense mode and I say something and you snap back, and then, like this morning, we didn't talk for a little bit, remember, outside?
Yeah.
Because I said something and it pissed you off, which is fine. Remember, it's not just you. Like, I do the same thing too.
No, I know. I get you. I'm always open to hearing something I can work on.
But you snapped, and I was like, oh. And you snapped, and we didn't talk for a good 3 hours. Which, obviously, you're overstimulated, you're stressed out. Everyone's blowing your phone up about the hurricane and what you're doing and all this stuff. And I've been talking to you about it. And you're on the phone, whatever. And then I say something, and it just obviously was the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess. But I feel like you and I both could get better at our reactions when we are in an intense situation, which is something that's really difficult to do.
Right.
But, like, taking a deep breath.
And I think a lot of the times, even when I do that, it's like I don't even
Like, you don't mean to.
mean to.
No. It's just your brain.
Right.
And, like, you're not, because you're so stressed, your brain is just, your words come out at the same time you think it.
Yeah.
Because of everything else going on in your brain. So.
I said so many people trying to tell me what to do on this hurricane,
Mm-hmm.
and no one was like, Spencer, I trust what you do. And I got like 4 people like doing whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got to make 4 people feel okay. So I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my goodness, I can
Yeah.
figure this out. I got it. So I kind of snapped there, but
But that's okay.
okay. Do you have
I do
another
it
one?
too.
Or should I go now?
Oh, well, you have one ready.
I
So
do,
go.
that I want to say
Okay.
really badly.
Okay.
Your biggest flaw, and the flaw that I'm absolutely most scared of is your money spending habits. They are very bad.
I've gotten so much better.
And that's even scary because I can't even bring up the flaw.
Well, no, you can't. I do agree.
Okay, there we go.
But you have to admit, from the minute we met to now, I have gotten better.
You've definitely there's been an improvement.
Thank you. But yes,
Maybe I just don't think you're where you should be with that, though. And I think that just roots from like growing up in debt my entire life, like from my family. So I kind of like put it on you to like, hey, we got to be good at spending money, or be good at not spending money. And I don't know if you ever dealt with that, but so I get like scared because I saw what debt did to my family. It's like I don't want massive debt happening in my family, or like not just like I saw what not having money did to my family, I guess, and I don't want that to be the case for like if we ever have a family or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's not really the biggest issue because you're young, but then again, like if you're doing it now, like when will you, you know? I guess that just scares me.
Yeah, I agree. I need to get better at it. But I feel like I have. Like, I really do. Like, I don't really buy clothes anymore. I don't really buy shoes. This past week doesn't count because I did buy 2 pairs of shoes. But when was the last time I did that?
I don't know. It's just like, okay, so we're going to a gala thing. You get a dress. You order a dress, and then you're like,
Okay.
You didn't even know if you weren't gonna like it, so you get another dress, and then you get 2 pairs of you got 2 pairs of heels for it, and then you also got everyday sandals just because you saw them, and you're like, okay, I need everyday sandals, and then you wore one of the dresses, and I was like, what are you gonna do with that? And you're like, I'm throwing it away. And I was like, oh, well, okay. And then I was like, okay, well, and then you're like destined on buying a Taylor Swift ticket, which they're way too expensive, and then you ended up getting something at the auction.
You just are pointing out a really bad week.
And then you also had previously you bought your. Are you gonna cry? Don't cry.
I'm not crying. I'm laughing.
Okay, good. I was gonna say no way you're crying, but but then you got then you got like your whole birthday dress like the week before that, and that's fine. But like a birthday dress is a big deal. You can't like rule it out. And so I just feel like every week we're just.
That's not every week. That was just one bad week.
It's like a few weeks, but.
No, I only spend my money on groceries and going out to eat and like my bills. And then obviously here and there I'll have a bad week, and this past week was a bad one, but I agree. I do need to get better at spending my money or saving my money.
And I believe in you. I think you can. And you already have. But I just feel like, I guess I just get, I don't know. All right, what's your second one? Money's just a hard topic to talk about anyway. And so, like, bringing it up at all is even hard.
Yeah. My second one would be, I wish you would give yourself some slack sometimes. Like, you work constantly all day, every single day. Like, you don't even really give yourself the weekends, which I totally understand. You have a goal and you have dreams, and that you're not going to achieve them by just always giving yourself time or whatever. But sometimes your body needs to reset and rest at least once a week so you can continue to put all of your energy and your mind towards what you're working for. So whenever you're constantly blowing and going and like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I want to get this done, I want to get this done because this is my dream and this is my dream. Like, yes, but I don't like that you don't let yourself sit back and just relax sometimes. Like, okay, maybe, yeah, Sunday football, but like that even has your cortisol levels going up because you're stressed out about the Vikings. Yeah. So I just wish like you would give yourself grace and cut yourself some slack even in the middle of the week, maybe a Wednesday. Like, yes, still post your 2 TikTok videos, but like maybe just don't be so hard on yourself all the time, because one, it's going to steal the joy out of it sometimes. And it's going to, like, how are you going to be able to put 100% in all the time if you're sucking 100% out every single day? So I would just wish you would give yourself grace. If you don't feel great and you don't feel motivated one day, that's okay. It's not a pattern with you, and it's not something that you're going to forget to do, and it's not something that you're going to not continue to grind on just because you give yourself some time and some fresh air to just breathe and think about other things.
I guess the reason I think you're right, but I guess the reason I do that is because I feel like I have one of the greatest opportunities ever and something I've prayed for and dreamed about my entire life. And like the fact that people choose to watch me and the fact that people, like, I make people's days. It's like, if I am not producing every single day, then I am wasting the time that they took to comment on my video, the time they took to like, to watch, like, or reach out. I just feel like I'm wasting, and I know I should respect that, and like they would want me to take a break too.
Well, they even get days off.
I know, but
so
I just don't know. I just feel like I have to just always go, do my absolute best. And I also find that, I guess, when I do hit a burnout, I guess I'll feel the burnout. But I also find that when I do take that break and I do take that weight, I can't turn it off.
And that's because you don't give yourself grace. You need to give yourself grace and know that you're a human being and you're more than what you're working towards. Like, yes, you're working towards something and that's your dream, but that's not your identity. Your identity isn't in like the sole thing that you want to accomplish. Like, you're more than that. You're not just your brand, or you're not just your dream. You're not just your TikTok account. So if you just like realize that and give yourself grace and just give yourself a day or maybe 2, then I feel like it would help you a lot and you'll be able to focus on things a lot more. Your brain might be a little bit more clear on those days or on the days following when you do decide to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, I mean, dude, guys, he's up at 8 a.m. and I kid you not, his brain is going from 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. Sometimes he's up till 1 in the morning just thinking about things every single day. Every single day. His only off day is Sunday football.
Yeah.
And that's not even that, because he'll have to pause it and be like, I got to go do this. I got to do this. Oh, I have to. This past Sunday, we put the whiteboard down and we freaking wrote so much stuff there. And Sundays are the Sabbath day. That is the day of rest. And you didn't do that.
No.
So we have to get better at that for you.
I don't know. I think we also categorize, me and you categorize rest differently. I feel like if I'm not like writing stuff on a whiteboard and getting all the math done for this brand or doing whatever, figuring things out, I feel like to me that's rest, because I'm not really having to move around, do that much. I mean, I guess my brain's still working, but I don't know. I just can't.
Anyways, that's what
Okay, yeah.
one of
you're
the
right.
things
Let me
that
move on from that.
bothers me that I think you can do better at.
Okay.
And I think it'll also help you focus on other parts of your life, not just your career,
Mm-hmm.
if you gave yourself more rest. But anyways, go on.
So now I gotta say one bad thing about you.
Yeah.
I wish that you would. I don't know. I gotta think actually. What bothers me that you do? Oh, there's a lot. I just gotta pick which one I want to say.
Whatever.
Rah, 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 rah. I can't really say that one. I wish, dude. I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty perfect, guys.
Oh, I do know.
No.
I know so much. Yeah, this one's
I
big.
know so much.
You do not, when something is like categorized as fun, like we're going to have fun, we're going to do this, it's going to be great. For example, say we're going to a dinner. It's just going to be a great time. It's a time for Spencer to rest and
Oh, whatever.
have time, like just hang out and chill or whatever, like just have a good time, be whatever. Sometimes we would like when you get ready for it, my outfit sucks, my makeup sucks, my shoes don't fit, everything sucks, everything's so bad. You just cuss at yourself in the mirror and it's like, holy cow, Brooke, come on. This was just supposed to be fun. Like we were getting ready for that gala and you had to dress in 1920s and you were just going off like I'm not going, and like kind of having like a, I don't know.
Crash out.
Yeah, you were literally crashing out. Like you were about to blow up because you hated everything that was going on. And like I'm looking forward to this all day because like we get to dress up and it's going to be fun. We're going to look ridiculous almost, but then it also again it'll look good, but like again ridiculous because it's the 1920s. And I don't know, I think you just took it too seriously. And so I think what I'm trying to say is when you're too hard on yourself when you try to get ready or try to do whatever, and it ends up making something that should be fun not fun. Because obviously if you're hating it and not having fun, then I'm obviously going to be like, I'm not having fun, you know? So it's just hard. That's
Yeah, I agree. I could get better at that, but you will never understand because you're not a girl.
I don't
like
think I
if
will.
you're putting on your mascara and like there's two lashes that just clump together, that could ruin it.
Yeah. Well, I've never noticed in my entire life if two of your eyelashes have been clumped together.
Well, good.
Do you even have eyelashes? I can't even tell.
Do I have eyelashes?
It was obviously a joke. Stop growling. You got a third one or no?
No.
Okay, I do. No, I really don't. Maybe your sweet treat problem. I wouldn't mind if you had a sweet treat and you liked it, and then after it you felt okay and you're like, I don't care that I ate that. But every single time without fail, the entire time I've ever known you, you'll eat a sweet treat. 30 minutes later, maybe the next day, whatever, doesn't matter. You get mad at me for letting you have the sweet treat. And I don't know what to do because I tell you no to every sweet treat until you ask 4 or 5 times, give me a pouty face, make me feel bad, and then we go get you the sweet treat. And then all of a sudden, I'm in trouble again for letting you eat it. So I don't know how to...
You were in trouble.
But, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know how to...
Like, why'd you let me eat that? That type of thing.
Yeah. And then but then that triggers me to go like, okay, well, Brooke, I told you not to do it. Like, and then you're like, don't have to get an attitude. Okay, the game is I'm going to give you a scenario. It's going to be, what would you do? I'm going to give you a scenario on if I did this with a girl, how you would react.
I'd kill you and her on all of them. I already know.
Okay. You find out I was stranded on the side of the road, and you found out that a girl took me home, like back to my house and dropped me off.
Oh, that's fine.
That's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I go to a bar, and a girl offers to buy me a drink.
That's fine. Take the drink and run. Don't talk to her.
A girl offers to take a shot with me and gets them both.
With you.
Yeah. She'll only take it if we do it together.
I guess that's fine because, I mean, you have followers on TikTok and stuff and, like, they're fans.
What if a girl sniffed my, like, shirt and was like, ooh, I like your cologne?
That's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What if a girl was like... What if a girl spanked me on my ass and said, ooh, tight ass?
I would just think that's weird. Like, why is she touching you? Tight ass.
Okay, well, all right, you passed. You win. What if a girl was like, I want to sit on your face?
I would punch her in the face.
Okay. Well, there's your episode of Hide Your Moms. Let me know who you want to see on the next episode and what you want to see. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.